Hello my YouTube friends, it's Margaret here from M.E.s Orchids and I'm up in the grow room. I just thought I'd go through a few of the recovering orchids I've got at the moment. This one here is the LC Tropical Pointer. This is had the bleach treatment maybe more than once, I can't actually just remember. She's got that new elongated root there, she's got another green root there, and she's got a new growth. She's got 3 very desiccated leaves, but I've left those on. This one's just in a very small little container, just in Orchiata bark. Now if we go to this one, this is the Seagull's Gem, and this is just potted up in Orchiata bark and some hydrogen balls. If you remember, this is the one that I had earlier in the year, and when I come to repot her, it split into 2. Anyhow, that piece is lovely. I've just got her anchored down with some of those hydrogen balls, but she's doing fine. And the other part of it, if you remember, is the one I did on this little tiny piece of lava rock from Madeira. And so this morning, because she's so small, and I did have her potted up in that pot, she was vastly over potted, so I just picked up this little bit of lava rock, and she's tied to that with fishing line. Anyway, what I did is, just be careful, I don't knock her. I've just repotted her in this little tiny pot, and I've watered her by just pouring water through her. And the little container she's in one of these little deli containers. When you go out for a meal and they just put some mayonnaise in a little tub, that's what she's potted in. So she'll stay there now. I'm very happy with her in there until she gets larger, and then eventually she will go into a larger terracotta pot. And so that's that one. This is the Epicattleya El Attilio Santa Maria, and if you remember, this one's had the 2 bleach treatments, and all I can say is I think it's worked the second time. She's showing signs of new shoots developing. She's got roots, and the roots are going down into the medium. You can tell she's just been through the mill because her colour's not very good. She's got roots there. She's potted in Orchiata bark, some hydrogen balls, and she's doing very well. So let me just show you where she sits. She sits in this little crystal vase here, and it's weighted down. I've weighted her down with stones as well, just to keep her anchored into that little pot till those roots get down into the medium. And if I put that down here now, I'll move this other one out of the way, and in case I've got my clumsy hands on today, and I don't want to be knocking everything all over everywhere. So the next one I'm going to show you is, if you just bear with me a minute while I cross, is the this one here. Let me just take the label out and then you can see it. There we go. And this is the one, if I remember rightly, yes. You see the damage there on the leaves? This is the one that I'd got fusarium, and I cut it in half. Now this one seems to be recovering because it's got 1, 2, and the one at the back, it's got 3 new good roots now searching out that medium. That's still a very good root there. She's in Orchiata bark. She's got an eye there, but it's brown, so I don't really know whether or not that will ever develop into anything. But she's certainly doing very well. And if I just put this one back over here, bear with me a minute. Now this is the other piece. That's got the fusarium. And what I've just done now, I don't know if you can see inside that part, whether the light's against me. Ooh. Let me just, no, it's got to go there, so, but just down in there, she'll wobble because I've poked, she's got like a gnarled bit at the end, and you'll see a little tip there, little white tip. And that, believe it or not, is a new root coming. And you can see where I've got it stuck through the hole at the bottom. So that's a new little root growing there. And what I've just done is just placed it in this little container here with some sphagnum moss. And then I've put her in this little vase here. And I'll anchor her down after, and I think she will actually be okay, so I'm quite thrilled about that. Let me just show you another orchid here. This is the L.C. Bermondsgill Parme, and so this has had the treatment. All the ones that have had the treatment, I've got them repotted in either lava rock or decorative gravel, and as you can see, this one, she's sending out those lovely new roots, and so that's a success story. She's got the gravel just anchoring her down there, and so I'm very chuffed about that one. And then I've also got another piece of this one. She's very good. This piece is very nice. The other pieces, I've cut her off to get her more anchored into the pots, and I'll show you the other section of it, if you just bear with me a minute. Here. And this one's just inside a little basket with the outer basket there. And you can see the water I've poured through not long ago, and she's got a new growth coming there. Now I can't see any new roots at the moment. I'll empty this water out shortly. You can see what a mess she was, but you know, I won't give up on any of them. If they're worth saving, I'll try and save them. So hopefully this one will make it. Let me just put her down here. While I'm down here, I'll bring this one up now. And this is the Cattleya Malworth Orchid Glade. This is the one which is, it's a Cattleya BLC, an HCC stroke AOS. And if you remember, I showed you that this one's just on a little bit of cork. And I think I've already shown you once, and the roots now are starting to elongate out of that sphagnum moss. So I've put her in this little tiny, well, it's not particularly tiny, but I've wedged her in here with some hydrogen balls, and then she's nice and firm, and hopefully she'll ramp away now. Now I've just got a couple more to show you. Maybe just bear with me. This one here, let me just turn around. She's got this yellowing leaf here. Now I don't know whether that's because that leaf's getting old. This has not had any treatment, and the reason I know that is because she's potted up in orchiata bark, and she's the Laelia lobata. And they've all been watered, and they've also been fed today, these. But this one seems to be fine, so I'm chuffed with this one. I usually just water a few at a time, because at the end of the day, when you've got an awful lot of orchids, you know, you can spend hours doing the watering. Let me just put her back up on the shelf where she goes, and then she won't like I've said before, they all have their own little spot on their shelf, and I usually try and put them back there in exactly the same place. I've got other pieces of like this one. I think this is a piece of that this big one here, which is the Pastoral Innocence, and so this one's just wedged together. It's just wedged in this pot with some hydrogen balls, some lava rock, and just the pot's just weighted down with these stones, and I'm just waiting for this one to show signs of new root growth. But so far all the orchids that I've treated seem to have come through it. The big one, which the big one of these, she had beautiful green shoots, but she's doing all right. But I think she didn't like the bleach treatment. But what can you do? There was nothing else I could do. I've got to treat them all the same. And let me just pick this one up here. Now, this is a species 1, and this one's called Camaridian Prestons. And the reason I'm showing you this one is this one's got some lovely. This is from Burnham's Nurseries, and she's got some lovely roots. I don't know if you can see them there. She's been in this pot a while, and she's potted in Orchiata bark. And if I open my camera here and show you, if you just bear with me a minute. Come on now, turn around. She has flowered for me, and 2 lovely flowers. So hopefully, and that was 2015 when she flowered last, or it could have been 16. But I'm chuffed with that. So and of course, as you can see there, she's an awful lot bigger now. So I'm really chuffed with that one. So what shall I do now? What shall I show you now before I just finish off? Well, let's just go up to the big white fowl here. See, this big white fowl with this bloom I'm showing you now. And the reason I'm just finishing off with this is because this orchid here has been in bloom now for 12 months. And I explained before, the first branch came down here, and this is the second branch, and these have been, let me just show you if I can, the size of these have been flowering since February. Absolutely lovely. Now this is the one of the 3 sisters that I call the 3 sisters, just by, then I can recognise them. And now you'll see how she is. I don't move her now. She's anchored on top of this plastic tray. I just water she's in decorative gravel. I just water her, the water remains in there, and she takes up the amount of water she wants. But if you look at the other one, just look at that one. That's absolutely gorgeous, and the reason I think that's done so well is because that hasn't flowered this year. And so it's not had to struggle like this one here. It's not had to struggle with the, all the energy going into the blooms. So hopefully when this does decide to send out, a flower spike, it'll be a lovely one. And then if I turn round here, just bear with me a minute because I'm taking you round. That's the other one that I've put in the big pot with the gravel, and so that's doing lovely now, that one is. I'll gently pull you back, and this is probably where I'm going to finish. I've just watered this spazier this morning. That's got that dried up flower sheath in there. Whether that'll do anything, I have no idea. We'll just have to wait and see. And I think there's just one thing I wanted to ask a question on. Of course, that's a bulbophyllum. If you just bear with me a minute while I sit down, and let me just pull this one up here. Now you see this sorry thing here, and I don't know whether or not it's supposed to do this, or whether I've kept it too dry. But this is the desert rose, and earlier on in the year, summertime, she was absolutely full, gorgeous of leaves everywhere. All these were all covered in leaves. And just look at her now, what a sorry state. And I don't really know whether I've kept her too dry. It does feel dry on the top, but there again, you know, she's a desert rose. Or I don't know whether it's because I'm in the UK and we're now into autumn and the light's diminished, whether or not they're supposed to do this for the winter. But as you can see there, she's got some little flower buds developing. So, I mean, I see some of my American YouTube friends, and theirs are absolutely gorgeous. They have roots, sorry, not roots, but the base of them are like this. And I'm so envious of them, because I look at my sorry state and I just wonder what I've done wrong. Whether I've done anything wrong or not, who knows. But anyway, I think I'll call it a day today, and I shall be watering a few more others, and then I shall come back and give you an update as soon as I can. So from me to you, have a good day, take care, bye now.